Hi guys, today's video, I just remembered starting this. I forgot to bring my mic down, so the sound quality on this video might be slightly different because I'm not in any mood to run back upstairs and grab it. And that, so yeah, especially as I've got a few things I need to do today. But today's video is going to be updating my book journal for the first 3 months of the year, of all the books I've read. So I've got all like the highlighters that I need, as I'm like throwing them about. I've got all the highlighters that I need. I've got the scissors that I need to cut everything out. Obviously I've got my lovely book journal. I've got, don't mind the gap, I printed off other stuff on this piece of paper as well. I've got all the books that I read within the 3 months. And then I've got all the month like pages. So this year's month pages are all going to be this heart thing that I saw on Pinterest. I think the person who done it's like little tags there anyway. But yeah, so I saw these and these look really cute. So there's January's, there's February, and then there's March and that, and then I've got some of these for the other obviously months as well. So just carry on with like the heart. The backgrounds aren't all the same. I think they're somewhat similar on this one, like they're all like shades of like pinky purple, but there are some like, I don't know if there is an orange one actually. October might be orange. There's like darker shades of purple and stuff like that, and possibly some like orangey yellowy colours, I think, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I've got my month's pages. So yeah, so let's get into it. Don't mind the stuff here, like with my phone and all my like course stuff here and the remote control. But yeah, so in my book, obviously I need to keep track of all like the challenge stuff. So I'm just going to see if any of these books can class as anything that I need on here. I know Book Boyfriend can, so I'm going to do that one. So Book Boyfriend by Lucy Vine. Classes as B. C there isn't. E there isn't. No. G there isn't. I no. J I can do Just Friends. And by Haley, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. K, no. L, no. N, no. O, I can technically do 2. I could do Out of the Gate or Off to the Races. I might do Off to the Races since that's the first book in the series. And then, because Out of the Gate is technically after it. So Off to the Races, as Out of the Gate is the novella after the first book. Elsie Silver. Oh, I have 2 Elsie Silver books next to each other. Got one for O and one for P. And then Q, I haven't got one. U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, there isn't one either. So yeah, so I managed to do what, 3? Fill in 3, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more spots to fill in. I don't know if any more of them are going to be filled in this year, to be honest. But yeah, there's that done. Romance tropes. Am I doing the end? No. This like 12 months reading thing, I'm going to possibly do like another, like next year or so. And that if I've got any of the books on my TBR, then I'll do it next year, like for whatever month I've got. I can do out of my books I have, like my physical books I own, that I have not read. And then if there's any months that I'm like end up skipping because I don't have a book for that, I'll do it. Either try and get a book for it, or I'll do it like another year or so. That I will come back to, because I don't want to do it off the top of my head and I need to look it up, and I don't feel like doing that this precise moment in time. This I have not even started for this year. So I have read, how many books have I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what's 9 on here from like 32? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm up to 41. So I'm slowly getting to halfway. Slowly. I feel like I'm definitely gonna obviously surpass halfway this year, because I want to get 40 books read. And that, but I'm definitely not gonna complete the 100 on here. But yeah, so I'm technically done with that one. Classic books I haven't read yet, but I do hope to start reading them possibly next month. If not, I might read 1 or 2 this month or so. But yeah. Pen onto the book bingo. Reread, I haven't reread any made into a series. Hopeless is being made into a TV series, but it's not been made into one yet. Murder Before Evensong has been made into a series though. So, because that is actually on our planner to watch. I just need my dad to read the book so we can watch it. So that one can class as made into a TV series, which is great. Saw it on Bookstagram Book Talk. To be honest, no, I don't think so. Since Book Boyfriend I just saw on, when did I see that? I saw it on The Works when I was doing a book order. Hopeless obviously was like the 5th book in the whole series of the Chestnut Ridge series, where I got the 4th book in a blind date with the book, so I kind of needed to buy the whole series to read that. Out of the gate I just wanted to read all of Elsie Silver's books, so all of the Gold Rush Ranch series was due to that, and then the Canon Clement mystery series was because I want to watch the movie, not movie, TV program of the 1st book. So I ended up getting the series and doing that. So yeah, I don't think and then Just Friends I saw actually on YouTube. I saw, I can't pronounce her last name, I don't know how to pronounce it, so Hayley Fam, however you pronounce her last name. I saw her YouTube channel and saw her like from like part of like the process of like writing and editing and stuff like that, of her doing her first novel of Just Friends. and that on YouTube Shorts, so that's how I found out about that one. So I'm going to say no for all of them at the moment. And that a thriller, I haven't read a thriller on my TBR for more than a year. No. I don't think any of them have even been on for a year yet. Book club pick, no. Diverse author. Or new release. New release, Just Friends was a new release, so I can mark that one off. Okay, so I've just gone through all the books to see what they would be romance trope wise. So there's, I think it's Off to the Races and The Front Runner can class as like kind of like an enemies to lovers since they hate each other at first. So that one can be done for that. But then I think it's a photo finish. There's kind of forced proximity slash being it within the same like space of living. So it could also class as roommates for a photo finish. So I'm just going to class it as that anyway. And that since it did say that online, so I'm going with it. And stuff. But yeah. I think also like none of the others had any of these anyway. Especially not obviously the kind of Nick Clement mystery series. Because the others ones just had ones I've already marked off. With Book Boyfriend, it does technically have a celebrity in it, and there is a royalty slash celebrity, but I don't know if I want to mark that off, because although one sister falls in love with the celebrity being a celebrity and stuff, and the idea of the celebrity, it's actually the other kind of sister like falls for someone else kind of thing. And that's how kind of, but like the sister that falls for the celebrity doesn't get with the celebrity, so I'm kind of like, I don't want to put that one down, even though there is like the celebrity and like the love kind of thing going on. But yeah, but now that I've done that, book bingo is done. Still haven't got any more. But I'm getting close. I either have like one or like two to go on, obviously each way. So I've only got like one down here, one up here, one here, one here, and then two on like this row. But yeah, so hopefully some more of these will get done. I know thriller will definitely get done because I've got at least one Elsie Silver book, not Elsie Silver, at least one Freedom McFadden book that I want to read this year, if not two, so that one can be done. As for all the others, I have no clue. Well, reread is definitely probably not gonna happen. That might end up happening next year, to be honest, if I want to reread any. But yeah, and then this previous thing, I haven't actually read any books that start with an I. I don't know if I have any this year that I'm gonna be reading that start with an I. So I don't know if this like previous book challenge thing is going to continue at the moment. So yeah, so that one's done. That is last year's TBR and all of the month pages. So on to this year's like TBR and stuff. And that I need to mark off all the books I've read. I've technically got two like coloured highlighters that I can do for this. So I don't know if I want to do the thing of alternating, like the colour of like the thing on here, like marking them off, so each other one is one and stuff. But if I do that, then I've got to try and like work it out or what, because I do have 2 of these colours, because it was one for obviously the books on my normal TBR and then one for the added on books, which I could still technically do since some of these are added on and there's space down here for like the added on ones to differentiate them. But yeah, I might stick to what I done last time, and obviously it's not a whole separate page for the added on ones, but just add them on, but do them in a different colour, I think might be the shout. So I've got Hopeless to mark off, which is up here. I've got Off to the Races to mark off, Photo Finish, Front Runner, and Out of the Gate. And then a Book Boyfriend can be marked off, and then I don't think there's any more on that one. Nope. Yeah, I think that's it for them. So I need to add Just Friends and then the Richard Coles series. What I might do is with this is I might just, with the added ones, add them obviously when I'm sorting out the book every like 3 months or a few months. Just the added on books, I will add them once I've read them instead of trying to work out all the books that I need to add or added on. So I might do it that way. Am I gonna fit the Reverend? I might if I do it up here. And that's because it's the Reverend Richard Coles, not Richard Coles. But I've got like full on like wish the Reverend up into it and that to do it. But yeah. And this one can fit here. Lovely. And then I think my pen can go back in there. Wrong highlighter, I'm done with that one. And then Just Friends. And then these 2 Canon Claremont Mystery Series ones can be coloured in as well. And that is all of that done. So now onto the month pages and stuff. These month pages, I don't know if I still have the piece of paper in here. No. But I want to do the layout of these differently. So obviously the months page will still be stuck to this page, which I just folded in the book as I want to see if I add the other thing. And now as I think about this, I forgot to bring down my ruler, so I might end up using this piece of paper as a ruler, to be honest. And that's so this sticks here, So I was like, I want it big enough to like take up most of the page. Just take off the big part, and this is going to be used as a ruler. And then where is my phone to tell me which books I read I need to cut out for January, because I kind of want to do it instead of how I done it last year. Obviously I want it like month, like each month has their own like page or like layout, instead of having it like this one where I had 2 months to like one layout. I want it to be, let me put a thingy back onto this keybar. I want it to be like 1 month page spread layout, and then I kind of want to do it in boxes, so having like a box and then like 5 squares at the bottom underneath, to then track if it's 5-star or, and like the spice rating of like level, instead of doing what I done on here of the stars and the spice and that. So then that way it could definitely fit underneath the thing. But I forgot to bring my ruler down, and I also don't have the sheet of paper where I done that, so yeah. So I've got, how many books did I read in January? 3. So Canon, Clement, Murder Before Evensong, Evensong, Evensong. I got that one. Got Book Boyfriend and Hopeless to do. I think the max I could do on here, which I was gonna do the layout of all of them, like prior to doing this, would be like 6, so do like 3 up here and then 3 down here. But I'm like, I'm not gonna end up reading like 3 books possibly in a month, or if I do, I might end up going over 6 books, not 3. I mean, 6. So I was like, I might as well just leave it until I end up doing the month's pages and stuff, which means I can do these instead of having them to be up here. I can do them slightly in like the middle and then have the boxes underneath here. But I do need this. So I might do it from that one. Boom. Boom. And that. And then, oh. So this is roughly what I want to do. So I've got a box up here for all the photos, and then these 2 squares here, lines here, I might do another line separating the lines obviously, and then do 5, turn this into like 5 in here, just to do the stars and the hearts for, so obviously I'm not drawing a flame for the spice or a chili because I can't draw a chili. So I would do half and then half it again, but that wouldn't work. So possibly 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. None of these are going to be like full on equal squares, purely because obviously I don't have a ruler, so it's not going to be the same size. But 1, 2, 3, 4. But oh well. And so now that is done. So that is what I'm gonna like kind of do on every page like this, on the side page next to this, and then obviously I will do however many books I end up having, but because I only have 3 I'm doing it like down here, so I don't need to do it all the way up to the top. And then add in the photos, or the book photos, then that square, this square, and then this square, and then obviously spice star rating. This one is a 5 star, so all 5 squares are going to be coloured in. The spice isn't going to be coloured in. This was a 4 star. I don't think it had any spice to it. Oh, it had some spice. Okay, so I just went through and checked all the spice ratings for all the books I've already read. Now I'm thinking about if I had thought about it, I could have just grabbed my ruler and brung that down, but I didn't still, but oh well. So Book Boyfriend is a 2 on spice. Where does it start here? And then Hopeless is a 4. So in the end, it kind of looks like, oh no, I didn't do this spice later thing, which is 5. So in the end, it kind of looks like this, with all like the ratings on it. It does look like it just carries on, in fairness, but yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do on every month now. Well, I've only got 2 more months to go, so not that bad. I think February is the month I read 4 books. So I might make one slightly higher. Also, or just obviously add one to the bottom of it. Right, now I need, what books did I read? The Canon Clement book, Death in a Parish, or Death in the Parish, not in a parish. I read, and then Off to the Races and Out of the Gates. And then A Photo Finish was the last one I read this month, or for February anyway, which means I read 2 in March, which I'll cut out later. So I'll continue doing the 3 across, and then I'll do one down here. One there, one there, and then one there. And then one there, one there, one there. then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I forgot to do that one. Yes. And then, oh no, I'm not. I thought I was missing a photo then. The book. So, Death in the Parish River, which is a 3-star. And then it's Off to the Races, Out of the Gate, and then a photo finish. Off to the Races is a 3-star as well. Out of the Gate is a 3. And then a photo finish is 3 as well. And then for the spice levels, they are all 5. Well, apart from A Death in the Parish. So I can just continue that on. And go boom. And then let's stick these last ones in. And then I just need 2 more, so then that is what this one looks like. Now I just need to do that on for March. Let me do this side actually first. So I do can go there, to be honest. So 1 dot there, 1 dot up there, and then there. Now it's just connecting all the dots. so is my pen. And then front runner was a 3 and just friends is a 4. Star. 4 star. And then spice just friends is a 0. Front runner is a 5. And then it's just getting this out. So that is March all done now, and that is the first 3 months of the year done and completed. So I'm gonna add my little ribbon on the next page, which is empty, for April to then happen when I next fill out my book journal and stuff. But yeah, so I've read 9 books so far. I know for a fact that if I'll start, will hopefully get finished this month as I'm filming this. But yeah, so hopefully some more of these can be marked off soon. But yeah, hopefully more can get marked off than needed to be added to them be marked off. Also, I didn't preference why I was downstairs, I don't think. I'm downstairs filming this because I didn't get around to filming it last week. Let me raise this up a bit more. But yeah, I didn't end up getting around to filming it last week. When I was filming, obviously, the makeup video, and I pre-filmed another video as well, like a haul. I didn't get around to filming it the same day as that. And then also didn't get around to filming it the rest of that week. And there's decorating stuff in that room now, because my dad is finishing decorating that room. And there's like rollers and sheets all over the floor, and I was like, I don't want to touch any of it. So that's why I'm filming it down here, because this literally needs to go up soon. I'm literally filming this the day before it goes up. So yeah, that is why I'm downstairs, not in the room that I was like previously in, which I'm slowly like turning into my office slash filming room slash it's a guest bedroom. And that, so yeah, that's why I'm not in that room and I'm downstairs doing it, because I thought it was also going to be nicer to do it downstairs than try and do it in my room. So yeah, but I will see you guys Sunday for a vlog, and then see you guys next Wednesday for, I think I might be doing my nails in that video next Wednesday, because I feel like doing my nails, so, and I think I'm filming it, so it might be a nails video, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week for that. Bye.